anabolic steroids are becoming increasingly popular in sports nowadays. Like they dropped off and they got popular in the 80s and they dropped off, but now they're getting popular again, even though there's extreme amounts of health problems that are linked with them, and quite a few people have died from them. A good example of this is this kid, Taylor Hoogan. He was a baseball player in high school, was a really good pitcher, like throwing 90-mile-an-hour balls. Wanted to get better, and he started taking steroids. And yeah, but his doctor advised him to just stop steroids altogether, just in one big stop. It stopped, and he wound up becoming extremely depressed because of the negative effects of the steroids, and within a day or so, killed himself. And steroids, they're any sort of group of usually synthetic hormones that are derivatives from testosterone that are used medically, especially to promote tissue growth, and that's the good way that they're used, but a lot of times they're abused by athletes to increase size and strength of their muscles and improve their endurance. This dictionary definition is from Merriam-Webster. There's many negative effects of steroids, but there's three major ones that I'm going to cover. It's the effect to the hormone system, to the nervous system, and to your cardiovascular system. The detriments to hormones, that affects women and men the same, but also differently. Both groups will get, like, if used improperly, will get extreme acne and like in sports and just like teenager acne, it'll actually rip your skin open, and you get extra amount of body hair where it's not good to have, and guys actually start forming baldness if used too much, and those two are reversible, but baldness isn't. Females get coarse skin, like basically like man hands, but all over their body, and their voices get deeper, and once your voice deepens from testosterone, it doesn't go back to being like high pitched and girly anymore. It's kind of stuck like that. Men get testicular atrophy and lower sperm count, and basically when you inject testosterone into yourself, you stop producing your own testosterone, and sometimes they form gynecomastia, which is basically forming breasts for men. And the first two things are reversible, but gynecomastia isn't, so that's not a good thing. And there is a good chance of both parties becoming sterile, because you can just stop producing. It just messes with your hormone system that much. And all the information I got for this was from ProQuest and Wikipedia, Test Country and National Institute of Drug Abuse. There's a picture of the acne. Yeah. It affects the brain. At the Heck School of Medical Science at the University of South California, they did tests on hamsters to see if it has addictive qualities, and after a few weeks the hamsters did show addictive behavior. So they proved that. It also affects the limbic system of your brain, which causes mood change, learning, and memory. Basically, like the quote-unquote roid rage is this, like it'll make whatever mood you're in better. If you're like in a happy mood, you get like extra happy. If you're in a bad mood, you get extra bad. So it just increases whatever mood you're in, which is not a good thing a lot because people normally get angry. It does affect the cardiovascular system. That's probably the worst of the three, is because this one is like, it causes fatalities. It causes the testosterone causes the enlargement and thickening of the left ventricle of your heart, which is called ventricle hypertrophy. It basically is, your heart becomes overly muscular, so your the contractions and opening of your heart get like worse because of this, because not enough blood is coming in and out of your heart, and it messes with your circulatory system. It basically leads to heart attacks pretty quick. Next one is it changes in little proteins in your cardiovascular in your blood, which carries cholesterol in your blood. It basically raises your cholesterol level, which also leads to cardiovascular disease, which is one of the leading causes of death in our country, and that's not good. And there's also increased chance of blood clotting to stop from use of anabolic steroids. All this information came from the Web of Science, Drug Alcohol Dependence Stats, and Test Country. That's a picture of the hypertrophy, the one on the left, where you see that not enough blood can go into the pocket, while more blood can go in there. So you can see the problem with that. In conclusion, there's Dr. Wadler, who's a leading doctor on this anti-steroids. He says, unlike almost all their drugs, all steroids are based on hormones, have one unique characteristic. Their dangers may not be manifested for months, years, and even decades. Therefore, long after you gave them up, you may develop side effects. Dr. Wald is basically saying that they affect you for the rest of your life. So these things can hurt you and cause you health issues long after you have taken them and stopped years later, and there's been multiple accounts of this happening. There are many more health problems associated with anabolic steroids, like if you take them too young, you will actually stop your growth by fusing your growth plates too early, and there has been occasions where they've been associated with growth of cancer cells, but that's not absolutely proven. So steroids, they do help you grow muscles, but there's a lot of detriments to them, and they should not be taken. They should be taken with a warning, because they're both good and bad for you. And